Hi, fellow sports lovers, timeout lovers, periscope lovers, and welcome to another episode of Timeout, the show anybody can watch about sports, stats, facts, and everything in between. From a fan point of view, I'm your host Charlie, so let's go get this ball rolling. Timeout. Let's talk about some sports. Woo! How did I miss that? Okay, guess what, fellow sports lovers, timeout lovers? It's that time! That's right, the 2015 regular NFL. NFL season is upon us! Woohoo! And oh my goodness, the TV rating, fellow sports lovers, was 17.7, by the way. Pretty incredible rating scale. And honestly, everybody and their mother was watching this game. If you had a TV or tried to find a TV, you were watching the the New England Patriots in Foxborough, Massachusetts, going against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh man, was this a battle all the way to the end, folks, with the Pats starting off the season with a woo-hoo Patriots victory with 28 to 21. Timeout. Let's talk about this. Oh man, what a beautiful night in Foxborough, Massachusetts we had last night as the New England Patriots went head on against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh man, with the Patriots being amped up and ready to get the show on the road with their captain of the field, Mr. Number 12, Mr. Reliable, Tom Brady, getting them all ready and pumped up in that arena, going against Big Ben and his Steelers. With the game being amped up from the beginning, with Tom Brady coming out looking like a superstar, with of course his help from his boy, his sidekick, Rob Gronkowski, also fellow timeout lovers. Pretty big fantasy pickup if you didn't pick him up, definitely should have. To show off with not one, not two, but three. Count them, three touchdowns for the Patriots. Woohoo! What a stud. The Pats roared back and got a victory in Foxborough with the 28 to 21 victory. The superstars of the night on the Patriots side was, of course, the captain, my captain, Mr. Reliable, number 12, Tom Brady, who had 288 yards, got not one, not two, not three, but count them four. That's right, 4 touchdowns in the beginning season opener game. Man, don't believe me, just watch, Tom. Wow. And finished 25 to 32. But couldn't forget about his rushing leader, Lewis, who got 15 carries. That's right, 15 carries for 69 yards. And of course, their receiving leader, the young stud on the Patriots roster, Mr. Julia Edelman, who I actually picked up on my fantasy points, so he actually helped everybody out who picked him up on fantasy this weekend, with 11 receiving and 97, that's right, 97 yards. On the other side of the coin, we have for the Terrible Towels, even though they lost this game, there were definitely some Steeler Nation studs in the house, such as quarterback Mr. Big Ben Roethlisberger, who ran for 351 yards, got 1 touchdown, kind of screwed up a little bit on the interceptions, 1 interception, but finished 26 to 38. Also got to give it up to the new Steeler, but not new to the NFL, Mr. D'Angelo Williams, also a really big pickup for fantasy, with 21 carries for 127 yards. I mean, what a stud. What a stud. And, of course, you can't forget about Big Ben's sidekick, the one and only, the Mr. Antonio Brown, who had 9 receiving, 13 yards, and one touchdown. The Pats, of course, looked pretty good last night, but there were a couple of flaws in Mr. Tom Terrific's style of football, with especially being able to have D'Angelo Williams pretty much run all around the field last night. That Patriots defense is really going to have to step up their game. And on the Steelers side, the Steelers offense, of course, was looking elite with D'Angelo Williams and Antonio Brown, and can't forget about tight end Heath Miller. But when it came to that defense, it's just a rookie defense, and they just really have to crunch those numbers and really get at it against an elite team like the Patriots. Especially losing one of their best players last year, Troy Polamalu, the Steelers are definitely have to go back to the drawing board when it comes to defense. But they had a heck of a fight. They really did, and they really tried their hardest going against, personally, one of the best teams in the NFL with one of the best quarterbacks to ever be around, Mr. Tom Brady. But nonetheless, it was an awesome night for football. The Patriots did win it 28-21, but the Steelers definitely proved that we didn't just give up against the Patriots. Timeout. It's pick time. Okay, fellow sports lovers. So with the football season starting this Sunday, here on Timeout Sports, decided to do a little twist on it and do a little picks of my choices of this week to watch for this Sunday. Alright, so the first game we got going is the Colts versus the Bills. Ooh, this is a tough one, guys. You know what? Drum roll, please. I'm going Colts. Personally, I think Andrew Clutch Luck, Mr. Lucky Charm, is going to have a blowout year. Of course, he can't forget about Mr. T.Y. Hilton, who I picked up on my fantasy, by the way. Just saying. As well as Andre Johnson, also picked up on my fantasy. And Dwayne Allen, again, picked up on my fantasy. Anyway, the Colts definitely, I feel like, are going to... I think it's going to be a tough matchup, but I definitely think, in the end, the Colts are going to win this one. Okay, now here's the one that everybody wants to know about Timeout Charlie. So if you haven't realized by now, I'm a Bears fan. And the Bears are playing against the Packers this weekend. And, you know, everybody would really think that I'm going to go with my Bears, especially because I'm wearing the wonderful Green Bay Bears shirt. But as much as I respect the Chicago Bears, numbers don't lie. And I mean, going against the bad man Aaron Rodgers, even though Gordy Nelson is out right now, I mean, I have to go with my head and not my heart, and I'm going to have to go with the Packers. With the bad man Aaron Rodgers, I mean, having Randall Cobb still out there, I mean, you can't forget about Julius Peppers and Clay Matthews, and with Jay Cutler kind of not really getting the whole mindset around this new offense. And Alshon Jeffrey may or may not play this weekend. I hope I'm wrong. But I'm going to go Packers. Okay, next we're going with the Panthers versus the Jaguars. I'm going to go with the Panthers. I feel like Cam Newton is definitely going to step up his game this year. Unfortunately, losing Kelvin Benjamin is definitely a hurt. But can't forget about Greg Olson's out there, Lucas Kuechly. So, I mean, they definitely still have some studs. Dolphins versus the Redskins. Okay, so everybody wants to know about this one. And you know what? I'm going to go with the Fins. I really am going to go Dolphins. Personally, Redskins are having a lot of problems right now. They know that Kirk Cousins is going to be the quarterback, but he's really kind of a second-string quarterback, not really a first-string. Where Tannehill... It's getting better every year, folks. I mean, he really honestly is. And especially having Sue with that defense, Cameron Wake, can't forget about Brett Grimes, I mean, Optimus Grime, also picking up Greg Jennings, as well as Kenny Stills from New Orleans. I just think, mark my words, I think the Dolphins are going to make a splash this year in the AFC. Alright, next we have the Saints versus the Cardinals. And you know what? I'm going to go Cardinals. I think that Drew Brees is amazing, but he does have a young crew this year, especially losing his superstar Jimmy Graham. And the Cardinals, I mean, granted guys, they did almost make it to the Super Bowl last year. Timeout. I hope you guys remembered that. I mean, with having at the helm Carson Palmer, as well as super stud Michael Floyd, I really think, and can't forget about Patrick Peterson, I think the Cards are going to start flying this year. Alright, the next one's Ravens versus the Broncos. I'm going to go with the Broncos. I mean, you really can't go wrong with the Sheriff Peyton Manning. And I mean, honestly, I just think that, I mean, with the Gary Kubiak kind of style now, I'm kind of interested to see how the Sheriff works with Gary. Next, we have the Titans versus the Bucks. Now, this is a really tough one, folks. I had to go back and forth, really looking at my notes to contemplate about this one. And I'm honestly going to go Tampa Bay. I personally think that Jameis Winston's having more of a connection with his Tampa Bay fellow teammates, such as Doug Martin and Vincent Jackson. And it just seems like they're really getting some chemistry. Not to mention, it seems like Lovie Smith and Jameis have a little bit of chemistry working there too. So I'm going to go with the Bucks. Alright, Giants versus the Cowboys. Okay, this is a good one. Definitely because the Cowboys are in Jerry's world. Now, I mean, Giants, yes, you got Odell Beckham Jr. Yes, you got Victor Cruz if he's healthy. But I mean, when you think about it, the Cowboys are elite this year. Can't forget about number 88, Dez Bryant. I mean, come on, anybody forgot about him? Not to mention you got Sean Lee still there, Terrence Williams. I mean, it's honestly an elite. And personally, Tony Romo is not that horrible of a quarterback. So, I mean, personally, in Jerry world, I think the Cowboys are going to start it off with a bang bang and get a win. Alright, the Monday night games, we got the Eagles versus the Falcons. This is a tough one, but I'm going to go with the Eagles. I feel like Chip Kelly is kind of like a evil genius mastermind, pretty much. And I'm curious to see if Sam Bradford can stay healthy. I really think the Eagles are going to soar this year. And finally, we have the Vikings versus the 49ers. Now, this one is a little back and forth with me, but I personally think it's going to be the Vikings. With Teddy Bridgewater getting better and better constantly every year, not to mention having all day, every day, my number one pick, by the way, Adrian Peterson, back and ready to be in action. I really think, and can't forget about Cordell Patterson, who definitely helped out last year when AP was injured. I definitely think the Vikings are definitely going to step it up this year. So thank you. Those are my picks to watch for this Sunday and Monday Night Football. Extra, extra. Read all about it. Hot off the presses. Okay, fellow sports lovers. So one day, that's right, one stinking day of football season beginning, and we already have some allegations about, you guessed it, the New England Patriots. Man, those guys just can't catch a break. With now head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike Tomlin, saying to a press conference, claiming that during the first half of the Patriots vs. Steelers game last night, Mike Tomlin could not communicate with his other coaches. He claims that all he heard was the local Patriots radio show. With the season just getting started, fellow sports lovers, timeout lovers, Periscope lovers, isn't it a little too early to be making up rumors already? Or could the Steelers found out one of Belichick's many different Jedi mind tricks? Only time will tell. Well, that's my show, fellow sports lovers. Thanks for tuning in. If you want to go ahead and like it, go ahead and give me the thumbs up. Or if you're watching on Periscope, I love me them hearts. And don't forget to leave me a comment below the video here, as well as if you really feel what I'm talking about, then why haven't you subscribed yet? Or you can reach me on social media on Facebook at Charles Cowan Timeout, and finally on Twitter, as well as very active on the Periscope app at Timeout Now 87. Until next time, time out. Let's talk about some sports. Woo-hoo! Congratulations to the Patriots, starting off this football season right with the victory. And a little quick shout out before we go here, guys, to birthday wishes to my two good friends, Feather and Ryan. Happy birthday to the both of you guys. I hope you have all an awesome weekend, an awesome sports-filled weekend. And don't forget, time out. Let's talk about some sports.